You ready? I'm gonna fucking drink a lot during the video.
Yeah, good.
Right. What's up, people?
What's up?
It is Monday.
Yeah. Later in the day than normal.
Later in the day than
we did a lot of work this morning.
I'm very proud with your effort today.
Thank you, man.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. I'm proud of the whole team. It's not just one person.
Well,
There's no I in team unless you count like in between. In the A, you ever see that? If you have a block letter A, you can actually make it with an I in the middle. You never seen that? It's cool, man.
Bro. No longer proud of you.
We did a lot of stuff today.
Let's get to the topic.
So the reason we're here.
So we're gonna do a series again this week, yeah?
They were very popular, our series.
Yeah.
Videos. Yeah.
People like the series. So we're gonna do a whole series on buyer agency agreement.
Yes.
Which
What does
is
that mean?
The contract essentially between you, the buyer, and your agent, hence the buyer's agent.
Yep.
We call it buyer agency. So in our first video, we are going to talk about just the major terms that you need to be concerned about.
Right.
In the buyer agency agreement. That's a hard thing to say.
Right.
Say it 5 times fast right now.
I'm not going to do that.
Do it.
Buyer agency agreement, buyer agency agreement, buyer agency agreement, buyer agency agreement, buyer agency agreement.
Oh, pretty nice. It
Thanks,
wasn't
man.
that fast, but yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, number one, what's the first thing?
So the first thing is obviously the dates, right?
Yeah.
So when does the agreement start? When does the agreement end? You need to know this for a lot of reasons.
Right.
Every agent does it different. I think we do them for a year, right?
Yes.
Typically. And so, in that year, that is that's your agent, right? You're
Right.
the agent, you're the buyer. It lasts a year. You can basically, I think, make it for however long you want to. It obviously has to last long enough to look for a house, buy a house, and then settle
Go through-
on the house.
Yeah.
But our standard is a year. All agents are different.
Right.
Next term.
The next thing to pay attention to is, I forgot. We'll cut that out. The next thing you need to pay attention to in your buyer agency agreement is the section that talks about how the agent gets paid.
Yeah, it's a huge thing you should pay attention to.
So
Yeah.
in Maryland, the sellers pay commissions for both.
Most of the time, yeah.
Most of the time.
Yeah.
In a standard transaction. It can be, I guess, specified otherwise.
yeah.
In a standard transaction, the sellers usually
Right.
pay both. So they'll pay the listing agent and the buyer's agent a commission on the price. The section's arguably worded weirdly. In the buyer's, if you read it,
It is
it looks like the buyer's paying it.
true, and it's there. I mean, it's worded oddly for a reason, right?
Yeah.
I mean, because there's two ways the buyer's agent get paid: either from the seller,
Right.
or from the buyer.
Right.
And I guess, like you said, in odd circumstances, you could have a FSBO, a for sale by owner,
Yeah.
where the buyer really wanted to be represented, but the seller really is not going to pay commission, so that the buyer would
The
have
buyer's
to pay the
responsible.
commission.
But just talking about a
Yeah.
typical home sale, one that you'll
Right.
probably run into, the seller will pay both
Yeah.
sides of the commissions.
Um,
We always write in there, we typically get, as a buyer's agent, 2.5% of the purchase
Right.
price. Sometimes it's listed as more, that the seller's paying more. Sometimes it's listed the seller's paying less.
Right.
So we get 2.5%, or we write in there what is listed in the MLS, in the contract.
And I would say as a buyer, just pay careful attention to that part, because sometimes it might say, it might name a random percentage, 3,
Right.
4.
Right.
And if the agent's only getting paid 2.5, you just might want clarification where that extra percentage is coming
That's
from.
a great point.
So
And we'll get into, in the later videos,
Yeah.
we'll get into more
We're
in
gonna
depth.
break all this down,
Yeah,
yeah.
we'll break out everything down individually. So
cool. That's it.
That's it.
See you tomorrow.